Hi, and welcome to Katherine Edwards Yoga. Today's practice is a gentle yoga flow meant for movement that feels good in the body without any strain. We'll begin in a comfortable seat, maybe closing the eyes and taking a moment to ground yourself. Sits bones rooting down, crown of the head reaching high, shoulders relax back and down. Starting to deepen the inhale, fully releasing the air on the exhale. Again, deep inhale, torso expands. Exhale, releasing out. Staying with this deep breathing. You can flutter the eyes open again. And we'll take it into some neck stretches. Right ear to right shoulder, right hand comes on top of the head, option for the left arm to rest on the ground, feeling that opening through the left side of the neck. And adjusting slightly, nose towards the right armpit, you'll feel the stretch a little further forward. Release that top hand, take it to neck circles, chin grazing the collarbone, letting the nose, the head circle up and around. Whatever pace feels right for you. If you're enjoying a good stretch and you want to pause for a moment, take that before moving on. Finding that full range of motion. And back to center, we'll take this other side. Left ear, left shoulder, left hand top of the head, option for the right arm to reach to the ground behind. Adjusting slightly, nose towards armpit, feel that stretch a little further forward. And we'll release the top hand, take those neck circles the other direction. Think of the tip of your nose drawing a circle on the plane in front of you. Again, enjoying that movement. As slow or as fast feels right for you today. Bring yourself back to center. And we'll change positions to hands and knees. Option to grab a blanket as a little extra padding under the knees if that feels good. Take it to your cat and your cow. On your inhale, you can lift the gaze, arch the back. Exhale, round the spine, looking towards the belly button. You can stay with this cat and cow sequence. Or if you want to add some other movement that feels good, listen to your body. Maybe that's some circles with the hands or the knees, taking care to take it both directions. We'll take one more breath, finding your flow of movement through the spine. And coming back to neutral, step the right leg back, ball the foot to the ground, pressing the heel towards back of the mat, finding that opening in the calf. We'll transition to supported side angle. Inner arch of the right foot comes to the ground, right arm reaches overhead. Take that top arm at a diagonal, get that length through the side body. And bring it to arm circles. Top arm comes down and around, over, back up. Getting a nice movement through the shoulder joint. Go ahead, reverse direction on those circles. And next time that top arm is lifted, option to stay here or find your balance by lifting that right leg. Maybe adding the challenge of bending the back knee, grabbing hold of that foot. And we'll release back to tabletop. Take a few rounds of cat and cow to release the spine. Taking it second side, step the left foot back, ball the foot on the floor, heel pressing back to get that stretch through the calf. We'll take it supported side angle, inner arch of the left foot to the floor, lifting that left arm. Take the top arm at a diagonal, get that length through the side body. When you're ready, you can release that arm into arm circles. Whatever pace feels good for you, getting that full movement through the shoulder joint. And reversing direction on the circles. And that top arm is lifted overhead. We'll come back to that balance option to lift the top leg, bend the knee, grab hold of the back foot. One more breath. And we'll release back to tabletop, taking a round of cat and cow to release the spine. Walk your hands forward about 1 foot, setting up for puppy pose. Hips stay high, chest melts down to the ground. Getting that opening through the shoulders, through that front chest. Your forehead might rest on the mat if that's comfortable. Otherwise, just let the head hang heavy. Slowing down the breath again. If you're ready to take this into down dog, you can release for a moment, tucking the toes, lifting the hips high. And it might feel nice to pedal the legs for a few breaths, waking up the hamstrings, the calves. And remembering that shape of puppy pose, try to recreate that here through the spine. Hips lifting high, palms pressing firmly to the ground to get that extension through the spine. Okay to keep a slight bend of the knees. We'll start walking hands back towards the feet. Come to a ragdoll forward fold. Option to grip each opposite elbow. Have a little sway side to side. Again, maybe a little shake of the head, allowing it to hang heavy here. Releasing palms back to the earth. Walk it back out to your downward facing dog. Stay here for the inhale. On your exhale, rock forward to plank pose. We'll lower the knees, the chest, the chin. Coming into cobra, lifting chest, neck, and head. Staying here for a few breaths. Feeling that strength through the upper back, lifting you up. Very little pressure on the hands and the wrists. On the next exhale, take it to child's pose. Hips over the heels, arms reaching in front. Inhale, come up to tabletop and then downward facing dog. Walk the feet towards hands, top of the mat. On your inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way to stand, arms reach overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center, releasing by your sides, mountain pose. We'll continue these half sun salutations. Inhale, reach the arms high. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release back down. Inhale, stand up, reach arms high overhead. Exhale, palms to prayer, release back, mountain pose. Inhale, arms reach high. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, release and fold. Inhale, rise to stand, reach up. Exhale, hands heart center, release by your sides. Again, inhale and reach. Exhale and fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, release down. Inhale to rise. Exhale, hands heart center, meeting back, mountain pose. Step the right foot back for warrior one. Hips stay forward, arms reach overhead. Back foot is at a 45-degree angle. Taking the hands behind the back, you can interlace the fingers. Feel shoulders stretching together, opening that heart center. On the next exhale, bow forward, keeping the hands in this interlace. And let the head hang heavy. Torso might rest on that front left thigh or just inside. Releasing hands to the mat, walk yourself to face the long edge of the mat. We'll adjust to a wide leg forward fold. Letting the head, the neck release down. Might feel good to sway a little side to side, maybe bend one knee or the other. You can check in what feels good for your body in the shape right here. One more big breath here. When you're ready to release, you can walk the feet towards each other, stepping back to mountain pose, top of the mat. On your inhale, reach overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale and fold. Inhale, rise up, reach overhead. Exhale, meeting back, mountain pose. Second side, step the left foot back for your warrior one. Hips are forward, arms reach overhead. Back left foot, 45-degree angle. Weight evenly balanced, front and back leg. Taking the arms to that interlace behind the back. Maybe try that opposite grip. On the next exhale, reach that torso forward over that front thigh. Allowing the head and neck to release. Torso might rest on the front thigh or just inside. Releasing hands to the ground, walk it to face your opposite long edge of the mat, setting up for another round of wide leg forward fold. Again, you can take a little movement side to side, and you're welcome to take any variation of arms. Might again choose that interlace behind the back. Might feel nice to start walking hands between the legs, reaching further in. One more breath. And releasing, start heel-toeing feet together, stepping back up to mountain pose, top of the mat. Inhale, reach the arms high. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, release down. Inhale, rise to stand. Exhale, meeting back, mountain pose. Again, step the right foot back for warrior two. Arms come parallel, hips are facing long edge of the mat, keeping that front knee over that front ankle. On the inhale, reverse warrior, left arm reaches overhead, right hand can rest on the back thigh or half bind behind the small of the back. And transition side angle, front forearm to the thigh, right arm will lift either overhead or 45 degrees, getting that length through the right side body. We'll take a dancing warrior flow between these two poses. Inhale, come back to reverse warrior, left arm reaching behind. Exhale, side angle pose, right arm overhead. At your own pace, inhale to reverse. Exhale, side angle pose. Take one more each direction. Making your way back to your warrior two, arms parallel to the earth. Setting up for triangle, straighten the front leg. And we'll reach forward, out and down, right arm reaches overhead, finding that opening through that inner left thigh. Top shoulder rotating up. If it's comfortable, you can look up at that top arm. Coming back to warrior two. Take hands to hips, Hips will transition to face forward, option to step that back foot in. Take it to your pyramid. With a flat back, reach over that front leg. Hands can be in prayer either in front of the chest or option behind the back. Slowing down the breath again, really breathing space through that left hamstring. You're welcome to stay here in pyramid or add a twist. For the twist, right arm comes down to the ground or a prop, left arm reaches overhead, keeping that front leg straight. And we'll release, stepping up to mountain pose, top of the mat. On your next inhale, reach the arms high overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release down. Inhale, rise to stand. Exhale, meeting back, mountain pose. Second side, we'll step the left leg back for warrior two. Arms reach parallel, facing the wide edge of the mat. Keeping that front shin perpendicular to the earth, taking care that front knee isn't leaning in. On your next inhale, reverse warrior, right arm reaches back, left hand can rest on the back thigh or half bind behind the back, breathing space through the right rib cage. And transition into side angle pose. Right forearm comes down to the right thigh, left arm can either go overhead or 45-degree angle, getting that length through the left side body. Once again, we'll take our dancing warrior flow, moving at your own pace here. On your inhale, bring it back, reverse warrior, finding that length through the front rib cage. Exhale, side angle, finding length, left side body. Following your breath, your flow, finding your own dance between these two poses. Taking it once more each direction. Coming back to warrior two, we'll set up for triangle. Straighten the front leg. Taking that 90-degree rotation, left arm reaches overhead. Might try a very slight squeeze of that inner thighs, feeling that lift through the hips. Keep that lift and lengthen through the spine, feeling arms extend wide each direction. Coming back to warrior two, hands to hips, face hips forward. We'll set up for pyramid pose. Keeping back flat, reach over that front thigh. Hands can come prayer heart center or behind the back. Finding that length through the right hamstring. Again, slowing down the breath, allowing the muscles to lengthen. You're welcome to stay in pyramid or take it into a twist. Left hand to the ground or prop, right arm reaches overhead, again keeping that front right leg straight. When you're ready to release, you can bring arms down, step feet towards top of the mat, bringing it back up to mountain pose. Inhale, reach the arms high. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale and fold. And we'll step back to a plank pose, lowering knees, chest, chin. Inhale through cobra. Exhale to child's pose, hips over the heels, arms reaching forward. 2 full breaths here. Coming back to hands and knees, we'll step that right foot outside the right hand. Keep that knee pressed to the bicep, and we'll take some circles around the hands and the wrist, feeling that warm up through the hips. Reversing direction on the circles. Coming back to center. You're welcome to stay here or deepen the pose, pressing the knee out to the side. Option to lower to 1 forearm, maybe 2. Finding that stretch through that inner right hip crease. You can let the head hang heavy here. Coming back to the breath. Deepening the inhale. Releasing on the exhale. Option to take a twist. You can reach that right arm over and behind, bend the back knee, grab hold of the foot. If this doesn't feel great, no need to grab the foot. Just focus on reaching that right arm back, finding that opening through the front chest. Releasing the twist, we'll set up for half splits. Hands can come down to the mat, framing the front foot, straighten the front leg. On an inhale, lift. Exhale, reach that chest forward over that front leg. Breathing space through the hamstring. Option to flex the toes, toes reaching back towards you. Two more big breaths here. And gently release, rebending that front knee. We're going to transition to pigeon, heel toeing right foot over towards the left. Lower the right knee, straighten out the hips so hips face forward. Either staying upright or walking the arms in front, maybe letting the forehead rest on the forearms. And if pigeon doesn't feel great in your body, you can also take this on your back, crossing right ankle over left thigh, and drawing the legs in. You'll get that exact same hip opener. Wherever you are, maybe you close the eyes and just check in with the body. Noticing if there's any area you could let go. And we'll meet back in tabletop. If you're coming from a seat, you can sit back up, or if you're in pigeon, coming back to all fours, maybe shake out the right leg, release the stretch. Maybe take a cat and a cow, release the spine. And we'll take the second side. Step the left foot outside the left hand, toes point to that front left corner of the mat. Keeping knee pressed to bicep, take some circles, finding that opening through the hips, and reversing direction on the circles. Coming back to center over the hands and wrists. You're welcome to stay here or press that left knee over towards the left. Inner arch of the foot pops up off the mat. Option to take it down to 1, maybe both forearms, finding that opening in that inner right hip joint. You're welcome to stay here or take that twist. Reaching the left arm up and over towards back of the mat. option to bend the back knee, maybe grab hold of the back foot. And of course, you're welcome to just keep the arm reaching back. No need to grab anything if that doesn't feel good in the body. Feeling that twist through the upper back. And releasing. We'll set up for half splits. Hands come to the ground or props, framing the front leg. Straightening left leg, keeping the toes flexed. Inhale and straighten the spine. Exhale, heart reaches forward over that front leg, finding this deep hamstring opener. Remembering to breathe. Deep inhale, deep exhale. And take one more deep breath here. When you're ready to release, you can rebend the front leg. Setting up either for pigeon or that figure 4 stretch on your back. Pigeon, you'll walk the left foot towards the right, let the left knee fall forward. Check hips are facing forward, and then option to bow over that front leg. If you prefer to take it on your back, you'll be crossing left ankle over right thigh and drawing the legs in towards the chest. Same exact hip stretch. One more breath. If you're in pigeon, you can walk the arms back in. If you're on your back, come up to a seat, and we'll all meet sitting on the mat, legs extended in front, maybe a little shake of the legs to release the stretch. Sitting up tall, take it to a forward fold, reaching chest forward. You're welcome to have a very slight bend through the knees as long as you're still feeling that length through the hamstrings. Releasing back up. Take the inner sole of the right foot to the left thigh, and we'll come into a side stretch. Right arm reaches up and over. Rotating torso to look up, breathing through that right rib cage. We'll release, bring right hand to the ground behind you. Lifting up through the hips, left arm reaches overhead, finding that opening through the front body. Option to add arm circles, wrist circles, any movement that feels good here. It's nice wake up in the morning pose. Bringing it back to your seat, come to butterfly, feet together, knees open wide. Reaching the chest forward. Option for the elbows to press into the inner thighs, get the opening through the inner hips. As you release, we'll let the right leg go long, sole the left foot to the inner right thigh, and we'll find that side stretch other side. Left arm reaches up and over, rotating the torso, finding that opening through the left rib cage. Taking it to the bliss pose, left arm comes to the ground behind, lift the hips up, right arm reaches up and over. Option for arm circles, wrist circles, any other movement here, finding that length through the right side body and through that front chest. Bring it back to a seat. Come to a butterfly one more time. Feet together, knees out wide. Chest reaching forward, finding that opening through the hips. Let's release, bringing the knees together, lying back down on the mat, feet on the floor, arms by the sides. Finding a flow through bridge pose. Inhale, lift the hips high, arms reach overhead. Exhale, reverse, arms by the side, hips to the ground. Repeating this flow. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Getting that opening through the front body on the inhale. Maybe a little spinal massage as you roll down on the exhale. We'll set up for a static bridge. You can bring the hips high. This time, keep shoulders underneath. You might shimmy shoulder blades underneath you. Interlace hands behind the back. Finding a slight squeeze of the inner thighs, keeping the legs engaged as you really lift the hips high. Chest reaches both up towards back of the mat, finding that opening through the front body. Gently release it back down. Let soles of the feet together, knees out wide, one hand to the heart, one hand to the belly. Connecting back to the earth, connecting to your breath. And you can scoop the knees together, bring knees into the chest. Maybe make some circles with the hips, sway a little side to side. We'll take it to a twist, arms out wide, let the knees fall over to the left, and if it's comfortable, you look back at that right arm. Bringing legs back through center, take it over other side. Knees fall over to the right. Option to look back at that left arm. Find that twist through the upper back. Coming to center, bring knees back into the chest. And we might take happy baby, knees stay in, kicking the heels up, grabbing soles of the feet. You can play a little by rocking side to side, nodding the head. When you're ready, you can extend the legs out long again, settling into our final resting pose, Shavasana. Letting your breath resume back to its natural pace. Feel yourself supported by the earth, and allow your mind to rest here and now. Coming to the conclusion of our practice, allowing yourself this gift to just be present in this very moment. You can bring your attention back to the breath. Maybe bring some movement to the fingers, to the toes. Option to reach arms overhead, stretch the body out long. Rolling over to one side. And on your own timing, coming back up to a comfortable seat. And take one more moment seated here, acknowledging the gifts of this practice and this moment to come together. Thank you for joining me today. Namaste.